Welcome to Art Spot Online, the Tampa Museum of Art's art-making activity series for children and families. Together we'll learn about a work of art at the Tampa Museum of Art and get inspired to create a new work of art. Today's Art Spot activity is sponsored by Hillsborough County, the Institute of Museum and Library Services, Tico Energy, and Wells Fargo. Hi, I'm Anthony, Studio Programs Coordinator at the Tampa Museum of Art, and I'm here in the exhibition Taking Shape with printmaker and instructor Susan. Susan, hello.
Hello.
So today we're looking at a piece by Munira Al-Kazi, a Saudi Kuwaiti artist from Pune, India. And it's this really kind of mysterious comic book almost. We have all these different panels with no speech bubbles, but it's not a painting, it's not a drawing, it's a monotype, right? So what's a monotype?
Monotype is a print that's made as a single print. Mono means one, so it's not repeatable. It is made one time. It's a one and done.
One and done, yeah, because prints normally, the whole point of prints is you can make multiple copies, right? But with the monotype, like you said, it's one and done.
The monotype prints usually show the artist's hand a little bit more than in other printmaking techniques because the artist is physically manipulating the ink, pushing it around, wiping it away, scratching into it, adding in order to get an image. This looks like there are 4, maybe 5 plates that were made all at the same time and then the paper laid on and it was printed all at once.
Okay, cool. So can you today show us how to make something kind of like this with kind of everyday materials?
Let's see what we can do.
Okay, great. Let's go. We're going to go down to the Golding Shear classroom. All right, so we're down here in the Golding Shear classroom, and Susan, you're going to show us how to make some monotypes kind of based off the print we were looking at upstairs, right? So what do we need to get started?
All right, well, we're gonna need a piece of styrofoam. That could be a styrofoam tray. Sometimes you find these holding vegetables at the grocery store, or you might have an old takeout container. These work really well. And this is going to be our printing plate. We need a broad tip washable marker. We need scissors, possibly a ruler, some tape, copy paper, and maybe a stick, dull pencil, or the end of a paintbrush. Step 1 is making your plate. And so you need to get a pair of scissors and cut off anything that is rounded. So you're left with a completely flat surface. So you want to find the flat part of your plate. In this case, I'm just going to be cutting out the center part of this tray.
Is this what the ruler's for people who want it like super straight?
Absolutely. If you want to be precise, if you want a very exacting shape, then you use the ruler.
You know, if you watched the previous episode where we made noise reduction headphones, I think those would be like very handy for this step where we're cutting styrofoam.
Now with this one, I just made a rectangle shape, but you can make it any shape you like. It does not need to be rectangular.
Yeah, I'm gonna make mine kind of ovoid. Okay, so we cut our plate. We have like a flat piece of styrofoam. What's the next step?
Next step is securing the plate to your table. This is gonna make it easier when you print and when you're drawing. So you wanna go ahead and do that with a couple of pieces of tape just looped over.
Oh, thanks.
I think I'm gonna put mine right there.
So just straight on the table. Bam, okay, cool.
There you go. All right, so at this point you have to decide what you're gonna draw.
Okay.
And you can just put some color down and see where it takes you. You can go into it with a plan, you can change midway, and that's kind of the beauty of monotype, is that you are working with your plate and discovering what it is that it's aesthetically pleasing to you and seeing what comes of it. So you do need to work pretty quickly because the markers can dry. You might want to go over a couple of times, and also you want to use old markers. The reason being is that you're going to be tempted, and I encourage blending your colors. But let's say you blend your yellow with some purple. Your yellow will never be the same again. So if you use old markers, then you're ahead of the game with that one.
So what is this for though? We have these paintbrushes.
Yes, so if, like we saw in the piece upstairs, There were some scratch marks in it, maybe some little drawn elements. You can take your anything. You can take a dull pencil, you can take a popsicle stick, the end of a brush, and you can just go ahead and press into your styrofoam. And what it's gonna do is make a little indentation, almost like a scratch in a plate. Just know that anywhere that little indentation is, when you print, it'll remain white.
Okay.
Experimentation is the name of the game with a monotype. So get in there, see what happens, and then do it all over again. Keep on making them and see how the results turn out. I think I'm gonna do something very similar to the piece upstairs, which looked very figural to me.
Yeah.
And I like the idea of generation. So I was gonna maybe put a figure inside of a figure and work with that a little bit.
Okay, cool, yeah, they did. It made me kind of think of aliens.
Ooh.
So I kind of want to make a cool alien.
Do it.
So, but we want to go fast, right?
You do. You want to
Okay.
be really loose, really fast. So a simple shape is best when you're working with this, because you're going to want to work quickly. So if it has a lot of detail in it, maybe a different process would be better for that.
And just cover the whole thing.
Cover the
with
whole
color.
thing. I like to do 2 layers of color, then I make sure that the color is nice and fresh and wet, and that I've gotten all of the plate inked.
I guess when you do it on paper, normally it's kind of soaking in, but
the plastic resists absorbing the ink. It kind of rests right on top. Once you have your image completely inked, what you're gonna wanna do is actually put the paper right at the edge and let it fall onto the plate.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, little things like this, yeah, are like very helpful. Because it does feel really awkward. Okay, oh, what do I do? So yeah, okay, just grab it down here and then let it fall. That's great.
And then you press right in the center of your plate and kind of press your fingers on your plate or on your paper to make good contact with the plate. You kind of go from the center out.
Okay.
Take your time. The thing that you want to avoid is having your paper shift. So holding onto it at all times, kind of moving your fingers from the center out, giving good pressure. That's what's going to make a good print. And then once you feel like you've made good contact all the way around, you get to do what we call the peel and reveal. And so, just like when you set it down, you put your fingers right here, and then you take the corner of your page and you lift it up and you reveal your
Whoa,
print.
sick. That's
love
great.
it.
It's like Keith Haring vibes kind of on your end. It's cool.
Thank you. I love yours.
So it's great because it's like the plate itself has like character, and there's like all these like tiny things happening on the surface. So it looks a lot different than were you to just draw straight on the paper, you know?
And that's a question that I hear a lot, which is, why do a monotype when you can just do a drawing? Why would you make one print? And the reason is that you're collaborating with the process, and there's going to be unexpected marks in the plate and in the transfer that really provide a collaborative element to it. So it's almost like a partnership.
All right, so this was our Monotype project, inspired by the piece by Munira Al-Kazi in the Taking Shape exhibition, currently on view at the Tampa Museum of Art. Thanks so much, Susan. I love my little alien.
I love it too. I had so much fun. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for making art with the Tampa Museum of Art today. If you enjoyed today's activity, please click the thumbs up button to like our video, and don't forget to click the subscribe button so you don't miss future episodes. Plan your visit to the Tampa Museum of Art for a fun day of art by visiting our website, tampamuseum.org. We'll see you next time.